Greetings and welcome to Mzansi News Report. My name is Andy Smith. Before we get into today's news report, please do me a favor and hit the subscribe button. Here's today's news report. Headline: Politically connected Tinder kingpin denies charges in bail bid. Vusimuzi cat, Matlala, a businessman with political connections known as a Tinder kingpin, has returned to the Alexander Magistrates Court in a renewed attempt to secure bail. He faces serious charges, including attempted murder, conspiracy to commit murder, and money laundering, stemming from an alleged botched hit on his former partner, Tebaho Tobajane, in Santon last year. The defense's case for bail, through his lawyer, Matlala, submitted an affidavit vehemently denying all accusations. He claimed he is the victim of a frame-up, asserting that the charges are baseless and lacking in substance. He stated his intention to plead not guilty and expressed confidence that he would be acquitted due to a lack of evidence. Matlala specifically challenged the state to prove his direct or indirect involvement in the crimes. He further accused the police of misconduct, alleging they manipulated and/or planted fabricated data into devices with the ulterior motive of framing him. To alleviate concerns about being a flight risk, Matlala offered to surrender his passport and not apply for any other travel documents until the case is finalized, arguing that his release would be in the interest of justice. The state's case against bail. The prosecution fiercely opposed his release, branding Matlala a dangerous criminal and a serious flight risk. They presented evidence to support this claim. Fraudulent identity. They revealed Matlala had traveled to Eswatini, and there was no official record of his return. A photo of an Eswatini identity card in the name of Vusimuzi Dlamini was found on his WhatsApp chats. Preliminary investigations suggest the document is false.
A photo of an Eswatini identity card belonging to the applicant was found on his WhatsApp chats. Preliminary investigation points to the fact that this identity card may be false. What is more suspicious is the fact that the applicant presents himself as Vusimuzi Dlamini on this identity card. From downloads made from the applicant's phone, it would appear that he has an interest in a trust account held in Mauritius. There are further indications that he is the owner of a boat in Mauritius. 2 screenshots that were made from this phone shows activity on the 6th of July. What is significant about this date is that this was the day when General Mkhwanazi made his explosive press briefing. What is important to note is that Brown Mokgotsi attempted to make contact on several occasions with the applicant on the 6th of July. The question that arises and that begs for an answer is how did Brown Mokgotsi knew that he could contact the applicant on his number while he was incarcerated awaiting trial?
I think an investigation by the Times of Eswatini, a South African businessman, Vusimuzi cat Matlala, holds an Eswatini national ID. Now, the ID was seemingly issued under mysterious circumstances. A man with attributes identical to that of Matlala is listed on the Ministry of Home Affairs Civil Registry as Vusimuzi Dlamini, a resident of Mojane. Now, for more on this, we are joined on the line by Zweli Martin Dlamini, editor of the Swaziland News. Zweli, good afternoon, and thank you for joining us on Africa Update.
Good afternoon, Lulu. Thank you for having me on Channel Africa.
Great. It's always a pleasure having you on. Tell us about Vusimuzi Dlamini and Vusimuzi cat Matlala.
Thank you. Yes, the story was published by the Times of Eswatini. You are correct. This week, Vusimuzi cat Matlala has been exposed by the Times Investigation Unit of having in possession of Swazi passport, Swazi ID, that is identity document. So the Times of Eswatini, can you hear me, Lulu? I'm still
Yes,
audible?
please go ahead. Go ahead,
Yes.
Zweli.
Thank you. The Times of Eswatini managed to get some documents within the Ministry of Home Affairs suggesting that Matlala the one who is known in South Africa having linked to various criminal activities as exposed by one Mr. Hlanhla Mkhwanazi of the KwaZulu-Natal Provincial Police, the Provincial Police Commissioner, is also appearing in the Eswatini Home Affairs system as Vusimuzi Dlamini.
So now with Vusimuzi Cat Matlala and Vusimuzi Dlamini, are they the same person?
Yes, according to the Times investigation report, Vusimuzi Dlamini is the same person as Vusimuzi Cat Matlala. Apparently, the Times uncovered that Vusimuzi Cat Matlala is holding a Swazi identity document, which I believe, according to their investigations, is using to engage in criminal activities. You know, these people who are alleged to be involved in criminal syndicates, they normally have various identity documents from various countries. So that is what has been uncovered about Vusimuzi Dlamini, who is known in your country, South Africa, as Vusimuzi Cat Matlala.
So now, when did the authorities become aware of this? And as it seems that the ID was it issued recently, or is it something that he's had for some time? Or was he born in Eswatini? What else did the Times of Eswatini uncover around Vusimuzi Dlamini, Vusimuzi Cat Matlala?
Okay, the information that I have suggests that because what I did upon reading the Times investigation report, I discovered that the Home Affairs security systems are currently vulnerable to be manipulated by such criminal syndicates. So Vusimuzi Dlamini, who is known as Vusimuzi Cat Matlala in South Africa, managed to obtain this ID without following the necessary procedures. You know, in Eswatini, there's a process that you must undergo before you can have a national ID. And one of those processes, you must be a confirmed Liswati. That means there must be someone within your chiefdom. We call it, in South Africa, you call it Inkosi. In Eswatini, these are chiefs. It's an extension of the traditional authority in Eswatini. So it has been discovered that all those necessary processes were not followed when Vusimuzi Cat Matlala, who appeared in Eswatini as Vusimuzi Dlamini, obtained this ID. So I can safely say that the ID that is in possession of the so-called Matlala, who's known as Dlamini in Eswatini, is indeed an alleged fraudulent ID.
So basically, does it mean that Matlala is actually South African and just got an illegal document from Eswatini just to have, as you say, with the criminal world, they seemingly or allegedly have a number of passports or ID or documentation?
Of course, what you need to understand, what these alleged criminals normally do, what they normally do with these various identity documents, whenever they have been placed or red flagged, you know, the term red flag is normally used by Interpol. When you are a wanted person, they normally activate your name in the computer systems, immigration systems of your country, and of course other neighboring countries, so that when you try to skip the country, maybe through the airport or any border gate, those officials at the border gate will be able to see that you are a wanted person. So if you have these various ID and passports, you are then able to skip the country using the alternative document so that you cannot be identified in the system. So this is a normal thing in the criminal syndicate world, whereby an alleged criminal will have various identity documents from various countries.
Now, Zweli, just in regards to authorities in Eswatini Home Affairs, what action have they taken in dealing with this now identity document that is alleged to be fraudulent?
As I'm speaking to you now, there is an investigation which I strongly believe is in collaboration with the law enforcement authorities of the Republic of South Africa. Because what you need to understand that the law enforcement in South Africa normally collaborates in such criminal, when investigating such criminal activities. So in Eswatini, the Ministry of Home Affairs have launched an internal investigation to ascertain how Vusimuzi Matlala, who appears as Vusimuzi Dlamini, in Eswatini, obtained this ID.
Yeah.
And I've gathered that the investigation is in collaboration, of course, with the law enforcement agents in South Africa.
Zweli, it's always a pleasure chatting to you. Thank you so much for joining us on Africa Update. We are going to have to leave it there for today.
Use of alias. The state found it highly suspicious that he used a different surname, Dlamini, on the card, noting he never claimed to be a dual citizen during his arrest interview. Contraband phone. Investigators stated Matlala was caught with a cell phone in his prison cell. Crucially, this was the same device an individual named Brown Mohotes used to repeatedly contact him on July 6th. The same day, a high-profile police commissioner gave a press briefing on corruption within the SAP senior ranks. This raised serious questions about how Mohotes knew how to reach an incarcerated man. The state, linking Matlala to the criminal capture of the justice system, argued these points demonstrated he was a high-flight risk and a danger. The magistrate agreed, and Matlala was remanded in custody until his next court appearance the following Monday. We've come to the end of today's news report. Please subscribe to the channel for more news.